In an emotional decision, my startup cost was I'm gonna go deliver all the orders I packed yesterday before I start packing more orders because I simply just don't have really enough arm strength, but also enough containers to hold all of these. I like how last week I was all excited about
fall coming and it's changing season, summer's over.
Funny that. Funny that. Again. I mean,
Woo! Let's get packing!
really? I ended up saving a bit of the sauce I made from the last time I had shrimp, just on Saturday, I think. But I kept the sauce in these little containers and I'm going to make some fried rice with it.
Good morning, viewings. Stila has not been feeling nervous. Everyone listening that we actually filmed or record an episode about having bad up at the same time as this video. So after you finish watching this, I super recommend you to go and have a listen to that. We will give some tips talking about how we can practice self-compassion.
I randomly went to Trader Joe's last week, which already in and of itself is a rare thing. I don't really get the hype behind Trader Joe's, to be honest, but maybe that's because I like to cook a lot of my own things from scratch. My mom is really into it. She tells me they have a lot of great frozen food selections and snacks. I'm not that big of a snack person, unless they're turtle chips. Anyway, I was there. I made an emotional decision and purchased peanut butter cookies. Crispy, crunchy peanut butter cookies. Cause how could this go wrong? It's fall, so you know, guess it's the season for it. Ugh. Just opening it, it smells so sweet. After making my own peanut butter cookies, I really shouldn't have purchased this. These are too sweet for my taste. I prefer them to be more savory or buttery, I suppose. It smells like what I assume Bath & Body Works smells like right now. Why does it smell like popcorn? Was all this really necessary? First time in over a month of actually going into the gym and not just doing my at-home little foofy kick ab crunchy Pilates. I hate sweat and I feel gross. But go me, I did the hard part and I went.
Nar.
Sorry, I missed that.
I didn't ask.
I'm not cutting the line, 'cause yeah, that isn't right. Timing not to
Put your hands up. Okay, let's go.
Some sauce to go with it tonight. So apparently it's been a little over a year since I officially opened my shop. This was the first year it became rebranded as On Studio before I just called it my shop. But I did officially launch its first iteration in September last year. So I thought I would do a little Q&A as a review of 1 year running a shop. And of course this is just my experience. I am learning everything as I go, and I'm learning new things every day, so definitely take things with a grain of salt. This is not advice, this is just my experience. So getting started in general, there's a bunch of questions. How to start, where to start. The very basic first step is to figure out what you want to sell. For me, I've always been into stationery. I really like journaling. I love decorating my journal. I love stickers, washi tape, all that sort of stuff. So it's pretty natural for me to take that avenue. When I started my shop, it wasn't with the intention of starting a shop really. I had made my very own stickers just for personal use before in an old video. A lot of people expressed that they would actually want to buy some of my designs, or they would like for me to make stuff to sell. Deciding what you want to sell, how you're going to obtain your product, where you're going to sell it. Will it be online, in person, how you're going to market it, how you're going to ship it if it is online. With these basic questions, this will help you estimate how much you'll need to get started. That is probably one of my most asked questions. How much is it gonna cost and what things you'll need for it. When starting off, how much stuff should you get? Like product, packaging, etc. In the beginning, if you don't have a customer base, I would definitely recommend starting as small as possible, getting a minimal amount of stuff before you really start investing in it, so you can at least see if it's something that you like. It's probably better if you don't have a bunch of customers waiting for you right at the drop. You're going to make mistakes, it's inevitable, and you're most likely going to make those mistakes in the beginning. So as you're getting your feet wet, you can slowly improve and build up your audience, your clientele. For me, since I had already a substantial YouTube audience, that's where my customers come from. It's all of y'all. I didn't really have to worry about the whole marketing aspect of it, which I think is really essential to the small business. How else are you going to get people in front of your product? How are you going to make people interested in what you're doing? I know social media plays a huge role in this nowadays because it's maybe one of the cheapest ways to market yourself to a broad audience. For me, I have YouTube. I know people use TikTok, Instagram. I think people get really invested in the people behind businesses. Personally, I looked up to a lot of small artists I found on Instagram and YouTube who also ran stationery shops, and I found their vlogs, and I really got to know the people, the artists behind the work, and that's how I came to want to support them. Sure, you can see a bunch of cute items and you'll want to buy it, but the things that keep people coming back, I think, a lot of times could be the personalities behind the products. Branding is also very important in general. I did get a question, how did you come up with your bear character? Here she is! The inspo behind my bear is my bear. This is my childhood teddy bear. I don't even remember how old I was when I got her. And her little heart cheek was my very first sewing project after an unfortunate fur cut that 5-year-olds do on their stuffed animals. How do you budget when starting out, and how much did it cost you to start your business? Oh, this is gonna sound so bad, but I'm gonna just be honest. I did not really budget starting out. I had some money that I saved from YouTube. YouTube supported me financially at the time. I made a list of the essentials, the one-time big purchases, like a printer, a sticker cutting machine, the sticker paper, the sewing machine. I knew that that would be a large amount of money in the first place to put down. The packing, shipping materials, I was able to buy in bulk. When you're first starting out, before you got all the funds from your shop to buy more of these types of things, you are going to have to save a little money for that. Start small if you can and buy more as you go. And then later down the line, you can buy more things in bulk and save money that way. My startup cost was $1,300 approximately. How do you determine the prices? I go based on how much it costs to make each item, the time that goes into it, the value that you would put on your item. Some people might say that your prices are too high. I price things at what I would value them and the time I put into each item. Making them myself, sourcing all the material, how much it costs total to make them. Those are the 3 components that I would go through to decide how much to price an item. People who really like and want to support what you're making or what you're doing, who believe in you essentially, will likely not think the price is too high. So I encourage a lot of small artists or small business people to truly value what you're making. I think a lot of people end up lowballing themselves. How do you find a reliable manufacturer? Trial and error, because I've had many products that I was not satisfied with how the manufacturers made them. For something like stickers, I know there's a lot of US-based sticker manufacturers like Sticker Ninja, Vinyl Disorder, Sticker Mule. You just have to do a lot of research, honestly. Figure out what company works best for you, what prices you're okay with, the manufacturing process for things like washi tape, memo pads, other miscellaneous stuff. I know a lot of people go through Alibaba. Again, do your research. There's a bunch of manufacturers. You're just going to have to see who works best for you. How do you navigate the legal side, taxes, permits, etc.? Ugh. I'm still learning this and it's so scary. So much jargon, and I didn't study this in school. I don't have family who's in business. A lot of this is just me learning things on my own. Utilize the local resources you have available to you. That's why I started looking into the small business associations available to me in California, who provide free resources for learning and seminars and advisors. What website do you use, and did you start using Etsy? Because I had an audience already, I didn't feel the need to go on Etsy, although I did consider it. I heard that the fees were very high on Etsy and that they were continuing to increase. So I just went ahead and made my own thing because I knew a lot of artists who started on Etsy ended up just going to their own website eventually. But I started off using Squarespace, and I think that's a very user-friendly website and super easy to navigate. They have customer support for all their e-commerce. And then now I'm in the process of transitioning my shop from Squarespace to Shopify. I did not actually use my Shopify for the last shop update because I was a little strapped on time, but I'm hoping to get that up and running, finalized by the end of the year. And the last question is, what would you have done differently? This is difficult because I think the type of person I am, I learn best from my experiences. And that includes, most of the time, learning from mistakes. Looking back, honestly, I wouldn't really change anything about how I started, except for maybe the branding. I would have started with On Studio, so I wouldn't have had to transition the branding. Establishing your brand up front so you won't have to transition everything over. Building a strong brand in terms of the color, the characters, who it is from the get-go would definitely be a piece of advice. I hope some of that was helpful. I think I just rambled. And I think with that, I will see you in the next vlog. Take care, friend.